Okay, hello? Can I be heard? I'm waiting to see once it echoes through the stream. Um, Whoa. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can hear myself now. Hello. That was funny. A bit of technical difficulties. I forgot I set it up for like very specific video editing. But hi. Are we connected? Are we live? I'm here. So, sorry for taking a bit longer than what the scheduled stream was. I didn't really have a plan for this, to be honest. Besides showing the FLPs, I was gonna just play Ghost's theme in the background, just like this. Just have it there, but I think it'll get me copyrighted. Probably not. Either way, so I'm still waiting. Like Scrumbo, he's I think went to get something to eat and has just not been back since. So I hope he's okay. So chances are I'm probably going to go through some FLPs in the meanwhile. But yeah, I think so. Here's the plan for the stream. I'm gonna go through my FLPs about just the ones that I've made UST and OST. Yeah, I'm gonna try to explain my kind of thought process behind music and everything because I feel like it's just fun to kind of document these things. Not only is it fun for other people to see when they look back on this VOD, but I will also timestamp just the different FLPs that I go through. It's good. You, Evil John Boy. I've seen your comment every video about it's good. It's amazing. Please keep doing that. It's wonderful. Yeah. So the plan for this stream is I'm just gonna go through the USTs and OSTs, preferably USTs first before I go into the OSTs. But one of them can't be avoided because it's the first UST that I did. And we're gonna kind of go through that together. Screecher's FLP is such a funny one, and you're gonna see why. Now, okay, hold on. We have now got a friend. Hello, Scrumbo.
We don't give a fuck.
Oh, welcome back. This is Scrumbo. Hi, Scrumbo. Say hi.
Are we streaming?
We are live.
Are we live?
We are live. Okay, we can actually start now. Finally.
My bad. I was making a waffle.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want to rush you, man. But
That's okay. I didn't expect you to wait.
well, I did, and now we're here. So
That's beautiful.
I had to mute it because the joint sound seeped through somehow.
The joint sounds. Is that hashtag problematic?
No,
Joint
I thought it was
sounds
funny.
awesome.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I audio wise in the chat? Am I good? Am I hashtag? What was that? What?
I don't know.
There's a bird.
It's some kind of creature.
My stream's a little quiet. How do I like bass boost everything tenfold? Audio. We're gonna check this out. Am I good audio wise? I'm gonna wait till I see a response in chat. I can't make it any louder. I can only make it quieter. Like
There's no way you can't like get like another audio like just like stack inputs or like increase the gain or something.
I can increase the gain. Hold on.
I should be a little louder, apparently.
Might need to be a little louder. Okay. This is me talking normally. Okay. I'm putting mine at 7 decibels. You need to be louder? Okay. I will turn you up on the big Discord. Have it max. Okay. How are we doing volume wise now? Can we be heard? Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, you are definitely louder. Oh, that's a little bit too loud. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're good now. Okay, perfect.
Mm.
Okay, you know what? Let's not delay this any longer. Let's go through these FLPs.
Let's freaking do it.
Let's do it. So,
Let's freaking do this.
okay. So let's go to the first one. This is the temple one. Welcome to my FL layout. It's usually a lot bigger because I have a quite wider monitor, but I've shrunk it for the sake of this viewing. So
We see the humble brag, Polly. We see it.
it's not it's not humble brag. It is just what it is. Okay. So this FLP was quite interesting because when Die Death came out, I made a couple of USTs. Actually, this is the first of the retakes. We have to go way back. Actually, you know what? No. Let's start with Temple because Temple is like the first. I'm gonna go from retakes to OSTs, and then we can go through some of the arguably worse USTs that I did, like the Jet Droid one and the OmegaWare one, and then I think there was one more. It was like a baseplate remix. Those ones are particularly older ones, which we could go through later. But either way, let's start with Temple. So Temple was a fun one. It was quite. If there's one type of song that I love doing a lot, it is this kind of cave-styled ambience or just theme. Like I love doing those kind of tracks. And yeah.
Shoot. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's got like it's more focused on the atmosphere. It's got the bells and the.
Yeah.
You're really good with that kind of with that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I think. Don't take this the wrong way. I think you're at your strongest when it is at its simplest. Does that make sense? You know, it's
Oh
like
yeah.
kind of slower, right? Kind of simple melodies.
I mean, I don't
Right.
blame you at all for saying that. That is like quite literally what it is. I mean, that is fact.
Yeah.
And this song is no different because it actually uses the same chord progression entirely throughout. And let me show you. So I started off this song by starting with just like a piano melody. If it was based on anything, if it had to be based on anything, I think in mind, I had Temple of the Red Sun in mind when I was making this song. I love that song. It's really good.
Oh yeah. It's a fantastic song.
Yeah.
Bless up, Nico.
What's up, Nico Patty?
Let's go.
I started with this kind of just this up. That was kind of like this main melody here. I was just like, I started with that first. And I started with a bass note, and kind of just evolved on this up. So I kind of started with this. I was like, okay, how can I guess, obviously not to put just context behind everything, but I really tried to just use something simple and then progress it like that. And something that's meant to be more calm and like a cave. Simplicity is where I think it is the strongest. So for example, I was just like simple, copy and paste this, do it again, add a chord progression, and then now we're gonna go down. And now we're down. And the chord changes. And so does the up. And it kind of creates this, I don't know, comfortable vibe. At least it is to me. And then it loops over. You were gonna say something, Scrumber?
Yeah, can you stream on Discord?
Oh my god, you're right. I'm so sorry.
Because I can't watch the stream because I'm hearing you twice. So I'm kind of just like imagining.
No, you're just imagining the song. That's my fault.
That was good.
Yeah, so I guess if there's one chord progression I do like, it is this one right here, where it'll always kind of be this like 2, 3, 2, like this chord progression here. Like I love that chord a lot. It's a good chord.
Yeah.
It's one that's like major. That's a minor progression. That sounds like it's a major chord. It's pretty good to me at least, and it works well here to convey this vibe.
Excuse me.
Oh my goodness. And so with just this kind of starting pattern, you've already got kind of like a basis for something that could mesh well and work well in a song. With the retakes, I just was kind of making anything, and that does range from just bull malarkey to something really, really good. So in this case, I also was like, okay, so this first part sounds good with just the piano. It uses a Xenology contemplate piano. I just gave it reverb, did a little bit of EQ mixing to the piano as well. Just because you don't really need that much for a lot of the Xenology instruments. It's pretty good in its palette and what it provides in this instrument. Like, that's pretty good on its own. It's pretty standard, and I like it. So I was just like, okay, work with this, give it kind of low velocity notes, because Xenology has a cool feature with the VST that, the lower the velocity, the softer it's going to be. And you can see how it gets harsher when, you change the velocity and everything. So in this case, I was utilizing that a lot. It was just the pianos and instruments, because different velocities allow it to feel more human, allows it to feel more like an actual instrument being played by an individual. And in this case as well, I also mess with the master pitch. That's the thing I like to do a lot. And you can see it's like a different vibe, kind of entirely, not insanely, but yeah. What were you gonna say, Scrumbo?
You're all good. Apologies.
No, it's okay.
With what you said about I think what makes it feel more human isn't even like any kind of error. It's just like, I don't know. It carries more feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you have that kind of like fluctuating like intensity, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You
sorry,
you could really just imagine like the wise looking like older gentleman on a piano, just kind of with his eyes closed, and he really like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you can absolutely imagine just like an elderly being just sitting there with like a staff, and this song's playing.
Fuck
like
you mean
human being. Xenology is pretty good with its instrument choices. Hi people in chat. And I think so. Then the progression is that like it then progresses into this combination of a lot more instruments and everything. I think what makes up this part the most, if anything, has to be this pad here. This pad is a Angel's Choir.
So much.
It is this soft sound, and I think with songs like this, when it needs to be cave or ambient and needs to be like very specific to the vibe, pads are very good for conveying that notion, and especially softer ones. And that could range from literally just being like something that's EQ'd on high ends. So if I go here, and you might not see the effects and everything, but if I grab an EQ, and if I then just put some, you can already see how like it's just a softer tone kind of helps that vibe. Something that's not too harsh. I think it's probably the best way to describe that kind of feeling. Then added some flutes. These flutes are gorgeous to me. I love these flutes. It's a flute
This shit
echo.
sounds like Big Walk.
Out today or yesterday, I think. Either way, it was out. And then also the bass line. The bass line's pretty simple. It's just the bass line that plays the same notes, and like it varies it a little bit, but it follows along the bass note of what the chord displays. So as you see how it follows G here, it goes also down here, follows the G here, and then follows down to the progression of the song as well. And just that kind of riff, not even like riff in a way, but just that transition from one part of the song to the next really helps it kind of connect to each other. Like for example, if I go to the next transition, which is right here, it will blend very nicely. And so just also kind of what notes you pick for those kind of transition notes are very important. Like for example, I could change that up and do a different line, but like I could change that right there, but it doesn't sound the same or as cool. I don't know. There's a very specific way to that kind of vibe. And this bass right here is a Warm Boy bass. It's from Xenology as well. There's a lot of different instruments here. So this one. These soft little like plucks. I think it's like a music box. It is a music box. Yeah. This music box helps it. I think in my head there's a lot of instrumentation that is going on.
Excuse me.
What's the app name? This is FL Studio. This is FL Studio 2025.
Who said that? What?
In chat.
Oh.
Yeah. The drums, they're gonna be entirely honest. If I have the opportunity to use not SGM drums because it's a sound font, but if I have the opportunity to use sound font drums, I usually will. I love my sound font drums. And this is from the SGM sound font, and it's actually just called Ethnic. If you go down to usually a lot of the bottom parts of like the sounds that you can pick from the sound fonts, there's usually a palette more that's like towards just different types of drums. Like there's one for jazz, brush, orchestra. For me, I like to use the Ethnic for this kind of vibe. It's really good because like you get like a variety of instrumentation with this. Like I'll quickly just zoom through. You get a variety of like different sounds and everything when it comes to this. So for this, I was just like, okay, kind of just do this like little groovy, rhythmic kind of pattern here. I guess there's not really like too much logic besides trying to just experiment with what sticks and what doesn't. There's some sounds in here that don't really mesh well when you try to put it in. Like this one, for like it's too high. It's like there's too much high end for it to kind of like blend in well. Like obviously you could put it on low velocity and like it would still be there, but it's like there's specific kind of frequencies that one provides that I don't think meshes well with the vibe. The bongos, I guess they're bongos, not really. Kind of, I guess it's ethnic bongos. I don't really know the instrumentation for it, so for the instrument name for it, but they come along with this as well, and they're pretty good. Like just this more percussive stuff helps out a lot. What are you gonna say, Strombo? Bonjo. And you kind of see that this progression it looks very simple, and that's because it is. It doesn't really try too much to vary out when it doesn't need to. So for example, like this extra addition here, so we get to this part.
Did you use randomizer for the velocity, or did you do it all yourself?
At this point, I think for this song, I did it myself, but I know exactly what you're referring to when you can use randomizer to just randomize specifically the velocity.
So I didn't know you could do that.
You didn't?
Nope.
So you can select this. There's a window.
I just did not know you could do that.
There's a window that pops up. You can't see it on stream, and that's okay. But there's this tool called randomize. If you click on the little arrow right there, and you go to
so the
tools.
same way you'd randomize like an ARP, like you'd turn something in like a chord into an ARP, and then you'd like randomize that.
Yeah, it works if there's also another tool, but that's for more modern day, like FL. There's a tool called Humanize that kind of does the exact same thing, except with just a lot more.
Okay.
But randomize is a lot better because it just exists throughout a lot older versions of FL. But you can turn off the pattern aspect, and you can just basically mess with only the velocities. If you look down, I'm kind of messing with them. You know, and vice versa. And so there's a lot of ways that you can you can also change the seed of it as well. Good morning, everyone. I realized that I'm actually probably streaming very early for like a lot of people.
You are actually,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry. Uh,
No, you're not. You did this. You knew exactly what time you're doing it.
I listen. I'm Australian. You have to forgive me right now. Is the thing.
Ugh, fine. I just can't. I can't.
I
You know,
just
with
couldn't
those,
stay mad at you.
I just can't stay mad at you. Those big ol' eyes.
Those big old eyes. Um, this actually this part here is where the strings start to get introduced. And any song like this that's very ambient, strings are a very good contender. Um, very good contender to actually just how'd you phrase it? Just add a nice ambience. Like it does a lot without needing to do too much. And in addition to that, those strings, there's a bow that just plays, I believe, just kind of a note and then just varies out from what the chord here is playing and goes like that. Resolve is so nice. Another thing as well is that if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, how do I do this? How do you get to that? That is okay. There is no like, I think if there's one beautiful thing about music is that there's no right or wrong way to literally do anything. Like it is music to its very like barest bone is very subjective, and what you like is what you like, and what you don't like is what you don't like. And the best part about making music in the process of it all is figuring out what you like at the start, what you don't like later on. It's just about kind of experimentation. At least it's how I view it, and that's how I've always done it. Is literally just experiment, see what works, what doesn't work, and yeah. Does Pazua exist in Australia? I hope not. And so that's what this segment right here combined together creates this very nice existing like sub context of the song. Like in my head, I'm thinking like obviously you got everything else, which is existing and telling the story of the song, but this extra part of it is now being like, hey, I'm here too. As just like such nice vibe. And then here, I added this extra lead that now exists. Did you show off your Roblox album? What's my purpose? No, that's one of my game names. Don't worry about that.
Gulp.
Gulp.
I just leaked it.
I just leaked it. No, I didn't do that. Is a thing. I just didn't even do that. Is the thing. And if you heard that from anyone, that was not me. And don't look back at the VOD.
Don't. You VOD watchers?
VOD.
I'm kidding. There ain't no VOD watchers.
That's messed up. Don't listen to Scrubber. What did it take? Yeah, I love that album. I have not shown it off. I'm showing off just the digest stuff I've done today. If we get time, I'll go through some other ones, just that aren't, like projects and everything. But, yeah. Now. These leads here, I think these leads here sound fine. I like them. They kind of exist to just help exist like the song. There's a contrabass and I believe a violin help the song a lot here. Yeah, I love that lead there. It helps a lot just to make the song pop out even more. And then this part is just like the same instruments before, but with a flute. It's like this flute, yeah, it's like a flute and clarinet combo. So it just kind of helps it. Like Zoology has a lot of good instrumentation for things that are essentially MIDI, but more acoustic. And so basically what that means is just kind of like, anytime I usually say the term like acoustic, it's just like a more real sounding instrument. And so in this circumstance, if you're excited for the RPG album, I am so excited to release that. I might even tease a little song from that album. But we'll see. We'll get there. It is currently, because the last time I posted about it, it was an hour long minus 4 minutes. It was like 56 minutes. Right now, it is an hour and 12 minutes long. So I'm gonna try to see how much longer I can
This little buddy just can't stop adding things to his album.
I can't. It's a lot of fun. Has there been any more progress on copyrighted Funkin? Um, that's actually a very good question, Gulp. Not much to be honest. I have subconsciously abandoned copyrighted, and not because I wanted to do that in specific to that project. I've been kind of just leaving FNF more as a whole. That's just been kind of a thing I've just been slowly transitioning out of. Yeah, no, it was getting out there. I might honestly release a lot of the things for it. Um, yeah, unfortunately, it has not seen the light of day for a good while. Amongst other things, and that's okay.
Don't give them hope, bro.
Sorry, that was not okay. You're right. That was not an inkling of like trying to give hope to it. It was just I don't think it's gonna be worked on anymore.
It's gone. It's dead. Get
Oh
out.
my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Um, so back to the FLP. But thank you for that question. Yeah, no, that was it's a fair question. But it's okay.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it had to come out this way. Um,
But I'd love to release the stuff that we did.
yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that we have to release that's gonna be fun. Probably not any builds. There wasn't any stable ones. But definitely music. A lot of music. Now this lead here has a lot. I was just kind of like with leads, I try to think of just unique ways to kind of. It's really weird to describe the logic when like working with leads and trying to make unique melodies and stuff, because the way I've kind of always tackled it is to just hum a tune or just experiment with what might like work well. Just put random notes down, see what sticks. No, that's honestly fair. That is honestly fair because like that lullaby demo like for the reboot is so good. Yeah, no, it is really, really good. So I don't blame you at all in that regard. And yeah, so a lot of the song just kind of what helps it stand out is the melodies there. Like with this part, the melodies here of the lead help it like have a bit more variety and everything. But then it kind of goes back to the start, then gets rid of some more instruments. And then now we kind of just slow it down. We slow it down. And it is honestly, I really like this song. We also then put a love filter on the master and then just make that exist a bit more. And then yeah, and that's Temple. I guess my next thing before we go to the next song in this list of songs is, does anyone have any like questions? I treat this like a classroom. It's really funny.
Ooh, me.
Yes, you. If you don't give me a question, you will be sacrificed.
What if I give you a cookie? What if I give you a polar
Well,
snack?
Oh well, listen. I love a good chocolate chip cookie. So, but yeah, I'll wait like for a quick second, see if we have any more. It also gives me time to see what the next one is. Oh! I love this one. Teapot Paradise. In school flashbacks. I'm sorry. That's not the
So
intention.
you did you just checking with chat. You guys did the homework, right? That was due today.
Yeah, no, you guys did that, right?
30%, like 35% of your grade
No,
this
60.
semester is writing. 60% of your grade this semester is writing on that
I'm
assignment.
sorry. I didn't mean to lie. It's 100%. It's if you fail this one homework, you will perish from the classroom.
This FLP kind of looks like a fucked up burger.
It does not look like a burger. You know what? It kind of does. That's horrible. Well, Kat did the homework. So yeah, and so what's cool about, if anything, before we go to the next one, this FLP. So this song, was originally UST, but then turned OST, and that is so cool. I I really am happy with the fact that this song is now OST because I think it fits Temple extremely extremely well. Slime out Scrumbo.
Do not slime me out.
So the next one we'll go to is Teapot Paradise. I need to make sure this is the right one. I think it is. And let me get the next one over after that. Okay. Yeah, okay. So the next one is Teapot Paradise, which this UST is actually so cool. I honestly thought I branched out really well here, and I delved into a style that was not one I was too familiar with, but one that was like kind of more Toho inspired. So you see this three different segments here. You can split off as the calm, it's raining, and then the LMS, and everything. I think you can tell I had a lot more fun with the LMS. I tried to like just as the more that looks like a burger in my FLPs is where I think you can tell I put a bit more effort towards, not more effort per se, but just more inclusion of more instrumentation because it probably hits more. I like to split off my instruments in a very unique way in FL. And I guess we start off with just this first instrument, right? This is a combination, I think, of, well, it makes a grand appearance again, Contemplate, and then the great strategy, piano. I use this, does my FLP come with fries? Sometimes. And so this instrument, I used it actually primarily in my, I used it in my album for What Did It Take? And so yeah, I like this sound a lot. It's a pretty nice sound. It's like Roblox to me. And in this case, I just let it play out the chords with like a melody. Well, I just let it play out the chords. Oh, we'll get to that next part in a quick second. Let's try and jump the gun here. This piano is really good. And with the Contemplate, I let it kind of play the just nicer melodies. Yeah, I think I definitely started with just either, I forgot which one I did for this one. I think I started with probably what would you call it? The melodies at the top. And I was like, and what's cool about this part is, so sometimes with melodies, you don't even need to do something original all the time. What really makes a song stand out, at least to me, is the usage of when a melody is like, it's used and kind of recycled. Like for example, I don't know if anyone really noticed it just because they're different colors, but this melody is just this one, but like down and a couple notes changed. So you kind of see the format there is just the same, but a bit different on like 3 notes. And so and I think what is actually really important about this segment here, I know this is the starting one, but this defines the whole first section, is that that notion of like bless you. It's that notion of what would you call it? Like where one side sings and then the other one kind of follows with like with just like a response. I think it's like call and respond. Like it's like the singing to each other, right? It's kind of like don't say F and F in chat. Don't do it. You're getting out the channel right now. Actually, you have to go.
Yeah, do this to me.
You're right, I can't. I could never stay mad at you. But you can see here how it kind of recycles this a lot here. And that's not a bad thing, to recycle these melodies. And just from the starting section, we kind of already got a vibe down, which is really nice. I like this vibe a lot. And then here, we hit with some strings from Xenology. No, so not strings, am I wrong? A flute. Good head outs. Nice to see you, Corva. Thank you for stopping by. I'm really glad it helps. And alright, this will be a VOD for everyone to see. So, yeah. So this segment right here uses just like a flute that helps it like stand out. I don't know. I like using sorts of a lot of different sets of like instrumentation to really kind of sell just the vibe and see what sticks. A lot of music you'll find out is trial and error to see what sticks and what doesn't. In this case, the flute stuck. Hi, Miss Game. Hi, Quaz. And this part, the bass, it's also very simple. Just kind of following.
We hit 10. No, never mind. It went right back down to 9 after I said 10.
And it's just for the starting segment. I tried to make the bass not do a whole lot, because there is such a thing as making something do too much in music, at least to me. Like basses have a very prominent role to be existing on the low end. So for example, obviously you have that existence from the piano, but the bass is kind of filling those parts where it's like, hold on, I can be kind of groovy. Hey. It's just kind of like just doing a whole lot in the kind of back end of everything. In this part as well, there's also these drums. There's a sound font that I like using called the Definitive Perfect Drums. I low-key don't remember where I got this, but it's a pretty good sound font. And this uses like I think Perfect Drum 7. If you ever find the sound font, I don't remember where I got it legitimately. Don't be rash. But this sound font is so good for just, you know, drums. I should also mention, I keep forgetting about the effects. For the piano, a lot of instruments are kind of sitting on the 2 insert right now. But this one, I like to use OTT. OTT is a pretty good compressor that I like to use a lot. When I used to do a lot earlier in, also not earlier, a lot older songs of mine use a lot of like OTT and everything for compression. Make a track on stream. Okay. All right, I'll do that later. I'll do it later if we get the time. Within the time frame. Oh my god. That's evil. Just use Perfect Drum stuff. Also, I started using Easy Drum. I liked it a lot more. That's honestly fair. That's like, again, it doesn't matter what you like kind of use. I mean, obviously, no, it kind of does. It very much doesn't matter what you use. But it's whatever kind of sticks, really. A lot of songs sound perfect with just any sort of drums. I think it really just depends on the song.
I would also like to add to this particular topic is
Yeah.
that like there's always, you can always get some really nice sound. You can always get really nice plugins. You can always get some really good quality samples and stuff. Like that will definitely help. But I think something that I've come to learn is that if you just know, like if you really learn how to use what you have, you can go really far without all of the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to a lot of other things than just music, but
Oh, of course.
it's something that speaks especially true in this instance, because like I know people, I mean, hell, I feel like I've gotten pretty far as music and composing goes,
Yeah.
and I know infinitely less about FL and any of the plugins than like anybody else. I mean, what, 30 minutes ago is proof of that. I didn't know you could randomize velocity. To be fair, there's a lot of like bull crap just hidden in this DAW, but all that to say, it's like Sometimes you can go pretty far with low end stuff. You just
Oh,
like
absolutely, yeah.
yeah.
There is really a
Gotta know
fine
how
art.
and when to use it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fine art in simplicity when it comes to a lot of different parts of instrumentation. Hi, Krazana.
Hello,
Um,
Cruzada.
there's a lot of like just different ways you could tackle how you do drums and how you do quite literally anything. Like for example, in this starting section, the simplicity, at least in my eyes, is just kind of the repetitiveness of the chords and the drums just kind of helping it exist. And the melodies, obviously, because like I could listen to the song without the lead, but the lead helps it exist more as well. I have to be honest, I'm such a big fan of this lead. And so that's like kind of like an original section with the lead. So it's just like kind of doing a whole, unique kind of segment. And then this part is really funny because it just kind of follows the same like call and respond aspect that this part does with the piano, and it just does it for the lead here with like longer notes and a saxophone. And I think a soprano sax, yeah. Yeah, it's the Teapot Paradise retake that I made.
What if it was called saxophone?
What if we don't call it that?
Let's think about it. No, let's think about it. Think about it.
No, what if I just don't want to think about it? Is the thing. This part is a lot more fun because if there's one thing I absolutely love messing with in FL Studio is no release pianos. I heavily endorse using no release pianos, and the chord progression for this one is pretty simple. I mean, the melody just repeats itself, like here. Like for example, if I just go here, listen. Like it just repeats itself, which isn't a bad thing. Like for me, in a more personal sense, I adore being able to just mess like with I like repetitiveness in some cases. Like in this case, it's just like an up that's kind of helping that. But what's changing about this part is, of course, this part's being repeated constantly, but the chord is changing alongside the bass line. And so yeah, so you can and you can kind of really mess around with just realistically a variety of ways to just kind of mess around with like different ways to tackle it. Because like this is a very simple concept. Make an up, like just like kind of a one measure up, and then repeat it over and over, and then change other aspects. Like it's very simple in kind of nature. At least to me, it is. And then this part is the distortion guitars. Now, I have to confess, not really confess per se, but there was a time where I used to use a lot of Xenology distortion guitars. They're not bad. I have guitar pluggers now that are really, really good. And so basically just I used to use a lot of the distortion guitars from Xenology because that was like what I had at the time. But they're not bad. I like this. I like this sound of this guitar. This just follows the same up. Then the bass kind of exists with some drums, on 4 drums, which is like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. It's just on 4 drums, and just kind of like a bass pattern that follows on the boom, 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 boom. Vice versa. And yeah, there's kind of not really too much this section, at least until later on. So then just progresses on it. In this, what is John Doe on the channel rack? Where's John Doe? John. Oh, that's a flex bass. that's a flex bass. Don't worry. That is that is just a flex bass that I like using. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This soprano sax is really good. And then some just more string hits. And there is actually a massive thing there's a massive difference between, I think, there are strings as an instrument, right? But there's also staccato strings, which are strings, but they're more designed for like stabs. And what that kind of means, like, instead of like doing, like longer ones where it goes like, for example, like, I'll just use this violin as an example, but for notes that are like longer, like this, that strings are usually good for that, right? But in this case, staccato strings are usually good for stabs. So kind of like short hits. So those shorter hits actually help out a lot more with staccato sort of instruments, because staccato isn't just for strings, therefore maybe trumpets, brass, or just there's a lot of variety of ways that instruments can be staccato when they're kind of more designed to be just hits instead of like a long drawn out note. And that difference is actually really important in this circumstance, because it wouldn't sound the same if I were to make this like just an actual long out.
Yo, who is Mark?
So in this case, the staccatos is really important for that difference. This Xenology has some crazy instruments. Then this part, and then I love my definitive perfect drums so much.
Yo, chat. There's some beef going on. We gotta squash this beef, you guys. You gotta shake hands. You gotta figure something out.
Is John Doe canon
John
to die a death?
Like bread.
Like bread? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like
I can't actually confirm that at all. I just don't know if John Doe, like bread dough, exists in general. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think there's one segment about this song that I like a lot, has to be this this chord progression here, where it actually just kind of takes what is here and does a key change. So it brings everything up to a different key. And so, yeah, I for me personally, I love key changes like that, where it's more, instead of it just being like everything is shifted, like in terms of the song's like progression, like composition. It is more the chord line is being changed like in real time. So it is quite actively changing, like just in the moment, instead of being like a drawn out aspect. That's Scrumbo. Yeah, Scrumbo's here. Say hi, Scrumbo.
Oh, what's happening? I'm scared.
Read the title, kid. Is this going to include Live of Life? I mean, I'll probably go through some Live of Life songs. I wouldn't mind it if everyone else wants to see some. I think that'd be kind of cool.
If it's what the people yearn for.
Yeah.
Are you guys yearning? Do you consider yourself yearners?
Don't ask that question, actually.
What? We can't yearn in this age. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
There's that one artful skin that you did that I really like. That one. I can't remember the name.
Masterpiece.
Polar
Artistry. Yep. Masterpiece of the riches. Yeah, I like that song. And then this part is where it delves into a unintentionally Toho inspired song. Now, mind you, I have primarily worked with Toho just sound font wise. I've never really tried to make anything inspired by the soundtrack, not by intention, just literally have not. And this song was an introduction to that.
It sounds like, is this like a, there's like a, there's like a Lady Gaga song, or like one of those songs.
I'm sure there is a Lady Gaga song. But
I don't know if it's Lady Gaga, or if it's like one of the, like a different, like, oh, that melody, that fucking, oh, that melody is just like, oh man, oh my god.
oh,
Jam
hold on,
Man,
wait,
like,
hold on. That section goes crazy. Hold on, but we will get there in a moment. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm gonna quickly just make this a little bit bigger, so that way we can kind of delve a bit more into there. So this piano right here, I think when I made this, I think I started with the, I think I definitely started with the top line, the bottom line first, the bass line.
Gumbo gets memory wiped with piano.
So that that I really like a lot. Hold on, I think I've done some things. We're not really worried about this. So like this, that's kind of just like an introductory kind of progression, and we kind of got this like very simple chord progression here, which follows just like, I think it is literally just like the same chord with just an additional note at the top. You know, it is not a crazy kind of like chord progression here. It follows along with what's provided here. And then here's the John Doe. For anyone who's curious, here's the John Doe bass. John Doe from Forsaken, Roblox Forsaken, you know, John Doe. We all know that John Doe originates from Forsaken, right? Hello? No, I'm kidding. But you know, just kind of this, you know, very unique kind of rhythm with this song. And then the kind of just small chord stabs for the strings with the staccato instruments. And just a lot of different kind of things working together to help this song be built together. And I thoroughly enjoy just when, at least when my like songs do that and everything, I just quartz stabs. I hope you don't do that. Like there's always just gonna be these different aspects. I guess where I'm kind of failing just to progress talking about this section in particular, it's just because like these things, or these like chord, I usually just try to get the chord existence down, and usually that actually helps a lot with. I usually do that through pianos. There was this one thing that I saw Toby Fox wrote about, was that he said that whenever he tries to start a song, he'll always do it through piano and then progress it like on FL, or not on FL, but you know what I mean, just kind of like on a DAW of probably his choosing, probably FL. I know he uses FL, but it's like I usually just try to start with something on the piano to then get that vibe down chord progression wise. And since I'm already using piano for the majority of the song, it doesn't really change much here. And this lead is really cool. Like this section. And then how we get to the cool part. You can't see it, but I'm bobbing my head like hella. So now, to kind of get an understanding of what just happened here, I took primarily what this part. So how I started that next section, because you might be thinking, how did you go from that one part to then the next right after? So what I kind of started with was I had this already defined here, and I just thought, okay, what is a way that I can essentially speed this up without increasing the BPM, without kind of just, what do I have here already that I can kind of start to do? Because as you can see, the notes are very kind here. Like they're kind of like, let me quickly turn down, not turn down this, sorry, hold on. Let me quickly just get rid of these notes. But if I go here, do this, and if I just quickly turn off these two, we just get. So this bass line inherently is a very kind bass line. At least in my head, I think of it as like it's a kind, because it's like it's very not like simple, obviously, but it's just like it's doing something in a rhythm. Very important question: do you hear screechers chase at night sometimes in Australia? And I hear it sometimes. No. I mean, I heard it a lot when I made it, but I don't hear it at night. No. Oh, it looks like some crazy man's doing. Yeah, it definitely is. But in this like pattern right here, it's like it's the bass line goes like this. It goes like, this is the root note for this section right here, and the other notes are kind of just supplementary to the fact that these notes are kind, and then this is add the freedom motif in fast-paced songs. It'd be funny. See, it would be funny. I have done that before, but it sometimes it sticks out like a sore thumb, and then just in my head I'll be like, oh, oh, it doesn't sit too well. But you can see this note here is the bass line for that, and then like same for this one right here. You know, this one right here as well. So these are literally the root notes right here. And like just by this basis, everything else is kind of just like rhythm. It is supplementary to that fact. Now, and then there's kind of just like a lot of different factors about this. I'll play it like track by track. This is kind of just an extra set of pianos. I mean, obviously from the chords. And then we've got these soft electric piano right here. If there's one thing I would change about this song, because obviously this was done at a lot earlier point in time for me. If there was to be something I was to change about this song, it would probably be the mixing of this like instrument right here. Just because it's a little bit too heavy on the low ends for me now, but well, it's already released, so I can't really let's set for the separate sounds. And this is a distortion guitar, just gonna help it have a little more like, oh, so cool. It's like a random British father. That's really funny. Goodbye, Mr. Game. And so yeah, a lot of these, and I love going crazy with guitars. It's a lot of fun. This looks like some mahogany, man. Why do composers FLPs so messy? I don't know, to be honest. I just kind of do some random bull malarkey sometimes, so. Looks like a platformer level. That's really good. And then here's just some like trumpets that are really good. Trying to get that like vibe still in. And kind of just, you know.
some.
Sorry, I like in my head I like singing the melodies as well because like I think when you know you've got like a good melody you can kind of sing it along with it and it's like oh my god like I think there's one logic there's like one rule in my head that I like to follow is if I'm making melodies I want to try sing it. If I can sing it, it will probably be catchy. I don't know. I like catchy melodies like this. Like this is catchy. Like. Da, 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 da. Then we kind of just get like a reprise of this first pattern, but like, just with a different like melody up here. One thing I will always say is that I think if there's one thing, not always will say, but there's one funny thing about my FLPs with pianos is that they are definitely not playable. Like you could not play some of the patterns that I do unless I like simplify this. But this is just some gonna be very vulgar here. This is just some bullshit sometimes. And some choirs here. Then the electric piano.
Number Phantasm.
And some thunder sounds. And so yeah, and that is kind of just the Teapot Paradise. I mean, if anyone else wants to ask about anything specific for this, I will have a listen. But right now, this is kind of just it. Not much else to it with this one. If no one, let's see. Hashtag waits. Hold on. I'm just gonna do this right now because I'm. Hold on. What was the most fun part to do? Honestly, it had to be probably this section right here. I loved making this kind of. It was very unique to do this. I felt more definitely like Toho, and I just loved doing that. This section here was also pretty fun to do, but it's just because that key change part. So yeah, I like that part, but definitely this entire section was the most fun part to do. Sorry, seeing everyone's reactions delayed is really, really funny. Yeah, why is the R in your name an underscore? Because my alternative name is just Polarvortex, and the reason why that's alternative is because that was my name before, but it's still like a name now. I just go by both, but the reason why is because Polarvortex was a name that I settled with, but found out that I was actually battling in terms of like trying to be found like online with the phenomenon Polar Vortex. That's like a real thing. So trying to battle the kind of concept of a phenomenon versus a random indie musician like composer is just not gonna work. So I changed it to polarized. I still want it to be polar in some fashion. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. What if I could just branch out, or not branch out, but make it have a little bit of variety? So I just thought, change one letter to be different, and yeah. So, like when you search up Polar Vortex, you will find like millions and millions of videos to be like, I just encountered the Polar Vortex phenomenon, and so yeah, you just can't beat the weather. Is the problem? Texas 2016. Yeah, no, I can't battle the weather. And so yeah. Next one, moving on, because I'm obviously I just love showing these FLPs. Next one, we got the Cool Carnival one. Now this one is so interesting because when I was doing these retakes, Cool Carnival was a supposedly confirmed map for Die Death, and then it got taken away as long as as much as the collab did, and so it was a take because it wasn't a retake. This was quite literally just more a take because there wasn't a definitive theme for it. So I did my take on that, and I'm honestly pretty proud of this. This was just inspired by this was inspired by, I think, a Forsaken track because it's based off the map. So I mean, it's like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this one was a lot more fun to do because this one is in 3/4 time signature. So this one was like, I think I started with first this progression right here. So I started with this. And there's quite a bit of layering to this first segment already. Like, while this sounds pretty simple, it's like, oh, it sounds like a cool instrument. There is 3 different instruments working together. And that is what we call layering in terms of music. So I like to do a lot of layering with my stuff to give what would be one sound kind of a revised existence in a way in terms of music. Like, for example, there's this sound here, which is in Zonology is called theater. Vice versa. So that's like that sound. Then we've got a Wings of Fjord. I'm probably butchering that name. Don't don't hold that against me. Probably Fjord, or however you pronounce it. There's the harp from that sound font, and then we've got a music box layered with that as well. So all that together kind of creates this like weird detuned piano kind of feel. So even though it's not a piano in the slightest, it is giving it that feel. It sounds like spooky in a way. And so then now this second track, this is SGM. So there's like a very subtle organ. You can kind of hear it. It's very layered in. And then the next one after that is a whistle from SGM as well. And yeah, honestly, if there's one thing I'm really, really proud of with these retakes, the mixing on these were very simple. Like these are not insane things needing to be mixed. Like you can be very, very gentle with these kind of songs. And the bass is a unison slap from Zonology.
Union slap.
Like it is just this very kind of calm bass, and the mixing is really funny for this. There's OTT on this, which is a very good compressor that I like to use. It's also just the mix. I also cut out the high ends because I think there's a bit of high ends. Like you hear that slap if there's too much high end, so it cuts that out entirely. And for a song like this, there is no drums besides percussion, and that's because in my head I was thinking, if I am gonna make this like a map, it kind of needs to feel very soft, like a map. And so what I was trying to do to kind of combat that was just very subtle percussion. And not gonna believe it, but this is actually just SGM, the standard drum kit. You can just, it's very simple. It has reverb on it, and it's not doing too much. It's really just the velocity that kind of determines everything. And yes, the velocity done here for these notes are manual. And then the bass changes as well here. Da, bo, da, da. And realistically, it just follows along with the actual progression. Like it's just these notes that are being played, but on the bass line. And the lead here. Oh, I mean, if you can see the channel rack right here, there is 4 layers, and let's go through that together, okay? So there is the first layer, which is a chrono trigger piano, and it has a very subtle vibrato, which if you look on the sound file itself, you can add a little bit of vibrato in the LFO2, which you change the amount here, the speed of which it will vibrate, and then also the delay before it starts doing that. And you only need to change this one to actually have an effect. So that's the first one, Chrono Trigger piano. Then the next one is a choir from the wind of fjords. Fjords, how do you pronounce it? I forget. I butchered it. I'm sorry. Ba, 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 ba. Da, da. And then as well as just the choir from that. And then I think this one is a glockenspiel. Yes, a glockenspiel. And then this one is just a coda. So it really is just a layer of all these together, kind of trying to make this. It sounds like a little ghost. Like just yeah. There's a lot of things layered together to make it mesh well. And then when you put all that together, you get this kind of cool, obviously cool carnival, but yeah. So
What if it was quaint carnival?
wait, what if it was polite carnival? I think as well for this pattern right here, I think I just kind of took this first set of notes and then changed it up. And then for this part, I also just added some flutes and this Kali here. Yeah. What if it was Evil Carnival? That's kind of evil. And that's also just a Xenology tenor sax, by the way. Like this Xenology has really, really good sounds. It just kind of follows along with the melody here. And yeah, and it does a whole lot without needing to do too much. Yeah, no, good point, Mark. Good point. Voice crack. And then yeah. Honestly, with this song, not much varies out too much. Like it doesn't like, it's not doing a whole lot to do what it needs to do. And in this case, it is very simple in nature, and I really like this song. It has a very soft place in my heart, and I adore it a lot. I like it. It's just, obviously, what it's for, very questionable. Obviously, the collab and everything about the regard was quite interesting. Not to really put my piece in that at all. But I thoroughly enjoyed making this song. I thought it was a nice little fit and everything. And so, honestly, I wouldn't change a thing about this song in particular. I really wouldn't. Honestly, yeah, I would not change a singular thing about this song. Now let's see. If anyone has anything else about that, we can come back to that. But I am gonna move on to Tundra Trench. I like this one. This next one that comes up is a personal favorite of mine. So let's see. We're gonna wait for it to load. Okay. So this one, okay. I think I wrote about it in the description of this video as well. But this song is arguably my favorite one, just because I have a very soft spot for snow themed environments or maps and everything of the regard. And in this case, I loved making this one.
Polar.
Yeah,
I don't know how much longer I can do it.
it's okay. You can fly away, little buddy. It's okay.
I'm ready to go home.
Everyone say goodbye to Scrumbo. I think he's about to pass.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Sleep well.
I will slumber once my soul has found its rest.
And he's gone. Okay. Goodbye, Scrumbo. Now, so this song is this song is really, really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed making this one. So first of all, what in what my head constitutes a kind of snowy song and vibe is usually just the like soft strings, strings as well as bells, and obviously everything in this song and percussion as well is a very important part. The sleigh bells. Sleigh bells are such an important aspect for a song that is snowy. It's not even a bit. Not even a bit at all. And so, just this chord progression is so good. And I think it kind of doesn't change too much with this, like at all. Like if there's one thing that's pretty consistent, it just kind of adds more notes or another instrument to it, and it's just cool vibe. What song is this? This is the Tundra Trents retake that I did a while ago. I'm going through my OSTs and USTs, and this is a UST. And in this case, there's also in this part there's this instrument that is fading in. I think what sells me about this song in particular is actually the saxophone. The saxophone is an alto sax from Xenology, and I adore this sound. Mainly just because, I don't know, there's a vibe that this has, if I have to be completely honest, this vibe of a song is one that I've, in my own head, been trying to replicate for a while. I hit this one on the nail and have lost the nail and hammer in the process. But that's okay. So in this case, I think what's really cool about this part and what sells it, along with the sax, is the bass line as well. It's a very simple bass, don't get me wrong. This is very, very simple. It doesn't vary out much beyond that, except the leads help it. I adore the pattern I did for this. And I guess so there's a trick. So like I said before, there's a very big trick, at least in my head, when it comes to different types of instrumentation, is, well, obviously one, how you use it, and two, very specific things. Like for example, saxophones are all about the licks. And what that means is these little parts here where it kind of goes like a very quick to the note instead of it being like a slide note like this. It is a note that's like very quick to the next one. Like this part right here, you see this? Like that right there is how it transitions from this note to there. And also as well, it's not bad to just do notes that descend like those notes help it so much as well. Just licks. Like the licks are really good here. Like as well. And this part as well, just adds an extra instrument upon the other ones here, which is just an organ and piano combined. Oh, and I love this sound. Oh, I forgot about this. This is a it uses 3 instruments. It uses a piano from SGM, all SGM by the way, Fantasia, and a marimba. And all that together creates this really nice, I guess, plucking away. I love that. And yeah, it kind of just, that's such a cool vibe. And then, you know, slows down, kind of tries to cut out a bit more on the bass. So there's no bass here. Because otherwise that'd be too much happening again. And yeah. And so it's honestly, this song doesn't have too much to it. Like, this is in essence like kind of the cool carnival one. This is a pretty barren song, which is not a bad thing, I should mention. It is just, it doesn't have that much doing. It's not doing too much. Now, the next one, I'm probably gonna skip through the next 2 pretty quickly. Oh, goodbye, Cause. The next 2 that I will, okay, wonderful, thank you. I will probably show a couple. But the next 2 are just kind of more, I mean, they're not bad ones. They don't have too much going for them, in my kind of view. So I'm just like, okay, I like these tracks. So this is the Grandma's Backyard retake. This one, if anything, is really funny. Like, this one, vibe-wise, is so funny to me. Just because, like, I don't know, bouncy kind of beats are just... they make me laugh. This is just funny. Like... And it's just like, I think the bass line sells it for this one as well. And then there's like bells here. And then Xenology drum cool. Funny enough, this isn't actually Xenology. This is a set of 2 drums. So it's SGM percussion, and then it is then drums from the soundfont called Real Acoustic Drums 5, and it only has 1 drum kit. So it was really kind of lying about drums per se, but yeah. Bit of a random question, but where do you sample the muffled vocal chops in MDMA from? Oh, that's me. the muffled vocal chops is just my voice. I was just saying some random hogwash, to be honest, and yeah, I just sampled that. A lot of my older songs to get vocal chops and stuff, I just sampled me. Like, I just went to put in the mic, said some random shit, and put it out there. Oh, and I think this progression right here is pretty iconic. I don't know, this feels familiar. I forgot where it's from. I know it's not like insanely original, that like bass line. Oh, and this part is funny. Hold on, I like this lead here. So yeah, and there's a lot of this song's not too bad. I do like this song. It's just one of those ones where I feel like in terms of the other retakes, it wasn't like insanely crazy, and that's okay. I'm honestly not too fussed about that in terms of that. The next one is the Glass Houses one. Something like the menu theme from Opal Guy, I think. I can see that. I can absolutely see that as a thing. I can. Let's see. I'm actually, we're gonna blitz to this one as well. Not just because I'm in any sort of rush. This one is not like too crazy of a song. It's something more original, but I think the reason why I kind of view this one a little bit negatively is just because I don't know. Maybe I just didn't have such a enjoyment for this one as I thought I would, but hey, it's okay. So you got like a pad here, which is a combination of this instrument called longing. This is cool pad, and then another one, and then you layer these two together, you get like a pretty cool instrument. And then it's the piano. Yeah, there's a lot of. I think this. I'll try to see which parts of this I kind of enjoy. Oh, I never. This saxophone, like these two saxophones going crazy. I love this. Yeah, a lot of pianos here, and then kind of same instruments. Oh, I am a little bit evil. I did put Ghast's motif in here, and I'm not kidding. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Not really. I like Ghast's motif a lot, but it's in here. This part. Like it's there. It's there. It's there. It's in there, Gasta. Hello, Gasta. But bro. Careful doing that, your FLP might get corrupted. That's true. That's a good point. But yeah, that's Glass Houses. Not too crazy of a song. I mean, if anyone wants to go back for that, we can. But for now, I would like to move on. Because then we got two more. Because the grand one is Screecher. That is the one that I think everyone is looking forward to. And I would have the other composer, Lymph. I think. I think he is not available at the moment, so we will do. Next one is HQ. Now this one has a very special place in my heart. It'll be Gust, and every song's just his motif. That's a good idea, actually. Now this song is my favorite. Nearly my favorite, but I love it. Now, I think you've all heard this song before, probably. If you're watching the stream, you probably have heard this song before. If not, this is HQ's retake that I did, which honestly, in my heart, I love this one a lot. I I don't know. I just do. I started first with this song by doing the piano. Obviously, I did a chord progression that was kind of unique, and then I progressed it. And then we go down a bit, and then we repeat the same two chords. So first two are different. The third and fourth one stay the same towards each other. And that way you kind of get this cool, like, way to, I don't know, just experiment a bit. Then for these first two, we get this cool arp, and then we change it up a bit. And then now we do some chord stabs to kind of give it like a more groovy vibe. I think what helps this song a lot are the distortion guitars that I used here. It's called OD2 Turbo from Synology. And the bass is pretty cool as well. Yeah, there's a lot of different types of instrumentation with this. And apologies if I keep glossing over things. There's kind of a lot to it. Drums are pretty simple, just Mother 3 drums from Mother 3. This is the drum kit from that. What's your mixing like? Okay, so for the master for this one, it doesn't use too much. It just uses a low filter, which you might be thinking, oh, doesn't that kind of make things more muffled? It does, but if you do the filter, just grab this cut right here, and so this is what it's by default. If you grab the cut, put it all the way to the top, makes it sound a little bit nicer, and I like that a lot. And then, for example, as well, so let's say, what's like for the piano, I increased every band on just normal equalizer for the insert, just a tiny bit, you know, just like a bit up here for the low ends, the mids, and then the highs. So I just increased these through these knobs right here. And in this song, I was a lot more, I think what I said before, but every kind of retake is very gentle with the mixing. Like, if anything, it is primarily volume control. And this one has reverb on it, just with a bit of EQ. As well as, what I will say, which is a pretty important part with mixing and stuff, is to cut out things that don't really need to be there, to kind of save space, especially for bass lines. So for example, this bass line has it has a pretty like dominant existence in the song because of the fact that it has a lot of space to do so. So with mixing, what's pretty important, at least in my head, and you don't have to follow what I say as gospel, because the way that everyone does mixing is going to be different for everybody else. And in this case, I like to have this perspective where a lot of the instrumentation. Sorry, you might be hearing some noises. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. So basically, these the bass line here is pretty existent on the low ends. So let me quickly grab an EQ, right? Grabs EQ. So this is your equalizer right here. There is these different types of bands for which are labeled at the top: sub, bass, low mid, mid, high mids, and vice versa. So you can use these as indicators to figure out what you're trying to delve into. Now, for a lot of songs that, like for example, you can see how there's a lot of existence everywhere for like this instrument. You see how it kind of hits everywhere. But if you look at these notes right here, or these frequencies right here, you can see that they exist like a lot here. Now I'm just gonna quickly mess with it. You can see just by instantly messing with it how adjusting this up and down changes what it's trying to convey entirely. So for example, it feels like I'm kind of listening to like just no bass at all, but then now there's like a lot of bass. Like, oh my goodness, it's a lot, right? So really, for instruments that don't really need to have like low ends, so you need to cut something out, you can right click on this. You can't see it on the stream, but there is a thing. You go to order, go to steep 8, then you right click it again, then you go to type and do high pass. And when you do high pass, you can cut out the frequencies very specifically. And you can also do that for instruments that don't need to have like bass. Like for example, if I want the bass to exist, I will usually cut out a lot of other instruments' low ends to make room for the bass line's frequencies. Can you see how it hits those, right? But then yeah, so now we're gonna get to this part where we have a new instrument. This is actually just like Genesis instruments, but like panned differently. So there's one to the right of the ear that plays one pattern, and then the other one plays an opposite, like it plays the same pattern, but it switches it around. So it sounds like it's a different like set of patterns. And then we've got these strings, which are pretty consistent throughout the entire song, besides the pattern that it changes. And now we get to the guitar. So these guitars. Is this a Gauss motif? No, this one isn't. So this is 3 layers of guitars as leads. So this first one is a Garcia from Toho. The next one is just a general MIDI like overdrive guitar. Then the next one is just a whistle. This is just a whistle. There's extra layering, and then the mixing for this is just like cut out the low end because since it's a lead, it doesn't really need to have that much of an existence with the low end frequencies, and it has reverb on it as well. And it's very simple mixing. Like this is very, very, very simple. But yeah, no, this song is pretty like simple in terms of its mixing. The instrumentation is what helps it stand out. And then this part is this, and the piano here is pretty fun. Just on 4 hits with just, you know, these notes at the bottom here. It sounds like a song that would play before some sort of big or major event in the game, like a final boss. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, and then what makes this part right here is the lead. And then, yeah, it kind of just reuses a lot of other things. Now, okay. Now, here's where I'm going to get a little bit tricky because I didn't intentionally do one of these things. I forgot which one it was. This sound, I found this sound going through Xenology, and I actually did something cool with it, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. And then when I listened to it, I was like, wait, this sounds actually really cool. I'm going to keep that. Now, I had to be completely honest, I still don't know why it does this. I don't know why it does this. I could not tell you why. I won't tell you why because I don't know why it does that, but it does, and it's sounds cool to me. But yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much HQ. There's not much behind that one besides, the bass line, the guitar, also the bass line, the guitar, the pianos. Mono's turned on. Oh, definitely mono. It's probably just like the notes being like finished in a way. Probably. Hold on. It's pretty cool though. I like it. Did I do something different? No, oh no, I never. Okay, I'm a genius actually. It's just this because the notes cut off early. Never mind. I remember now. But yeah, that is HQ. I love that one. Now, this one is gonna. I'm just gonna put this out there right now. This retake base plates one is honestly a favorite of mine. I do like base plates retake that I did, and I honestly do really like how I did that. Let me quickly pull this up when it wants to load. This one, if anything, doesn't play like a map theme. I think a lot of people gave that comment when they were like, it's like a chase theme. And I definitely see that. But I was like, since it's like the final one, I had to go out with a bang, But I don't mind this one at all. I think this one's pretty cool. Believe it or not, I actually started with, I started with this ARP first. It's actually like 3 instruments layered together. So there's this electric piano. That's one of them. And then the next one is a theater. So kind of this weird off-tune sound. And then an analog lead from Xenology. You posting music on any platform? Yeah, YouTube and SoundCloud. For my next album, that's going to be distributed through a variety of other platforms. But right now, my main works are on YouTube and SoundCloud. Now, I think this part I did the bass line first and then progressed everything. So this is just a piano right here. You can probably use any piano, realistically. The lead here is made up of primarily a distortion guitar from the Gems Sega Genesis sound font, and then a oboe from Squid Font Orchestral, which is another good sound font. And what you'll notice as well is some instruments are usually panned. I don't know if they're panned for this project, but panning your instruments can help out a lot as well. And then this sound right here is just like a breathy H sound. And then we've got some choirs here. Well, a piano plus choir from Xenology. You'll see that I use Xenology a lot here. Don't be surprised at that. I just found a lot of good instrumentation through that. You don't need Xenology to make something good. I should mention that right now. Like, it just helped me find some really cool sounds. I was like, oh, I'm gonna really use that. Now this part right here, because everything's pretty much the same throughout that part. There's even the bass line because it follows the melody. Like a lot of the instrument overuse technology too. Real, it's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah. Just a lot of cool different aspects. Like a long exit, outro. And honestly, yeah, and that's kind of pretty much it for this song. There's not really too much else to go over because, I mean, you can see that a lot of it tends to be recycled and everything, essentially regurgitated, which isn't a bad thing, I should mention. At least I don't usually view it as like a bad thing because you can reuse like a lot of things to make new sections, and usually how it helps with that is just leads and different ways to tackle that. What I use for the drums here, so it is from Undertale sound font. This is one called Percussive, and then layered with that is the Definitive Perfect drums. Creates these cool sounding like quick drums. It's also really funny because I usually mess with the master pitch on a lot of my songs. So for example, I'll probably just like even just like this sounds really cool. And honestly gives a really interesting vibe. Hold on. But yeah, so you can really mess around with this as much as you would like. Now, I think everybody here knows what time it is. It is, yes, it is Screecher. It is time for the big S, the big Screecher. It is time. Now, this song is a collaboration between myself and Lymph. Lymph did really great for this track. It's Screecher, and we have already so much. So let's get started with this one. So first of all, I should mention this right now. This song is quite interesting because when I was provided with the opportunity to do this song and start it, I absolutely was not confident in what is this first section right here. Now I'm gonna quickly delve into it because this song is I know I've heard a variety of many opinions about the song. Very I would argue a lot of it is overwhelmingly positive, but obviously you hear some people be like, this is just noise pollution, and the best part about that is that they are right. This is noise pollution, and we're going to go through this noise pollution together because that's actually the whole intention of the song, is to be, at least in my head, kind of like a mix of like old school horror. Obviously, I'm kind of just, in my head, this is what I had pictured in mind, was trying to be like old school horror, scary, just noise. Because that's when you look at Screecher, that's what you get, right? Like, to me, that's what I feel like I hear when I look at Screecher as a character. So I first start off with this. Now, we're gonna get into what the hell these two sounds are. So this first sound is, so both of these sounds right here, there's two layers for this instrument. I found these two sounds, I think it was from either Silent Hill sound font or from Earthbound sounds. And as you can see, I consolidated the tracks, which in FL just means you select this and you right click on a track and you export it right then and there. I consolidated them as notes, and then I put like loop points as loops, as well as for this one I looped. Noise pollution. How do I even say that? Noise, reuse, reduce, recycle. Oh, I honestly was thinking that was a lot bigger of a word than than what it was. New Screecher Chase theme? No, this is just Screecher's theme. I made this. So I kind of did some random notes here, and honestly, it came out pretty well. So paired with that, the next one is these kind of evil like strings. It's like a strings and vox, both from SGM, and there's one called Retro Hybrid. I was like, it has to kind of just be evil. And then I added a piano. You know I love my pianos. So just kind of this evil rhythm that is these two are very subtle, so you don't really hear them too much. Then now we get to the pad, which is a retro hybrid whistle, which has a spreader on it, which makes it kind of branch out more stereo. You're gonna release the FLP? I don't know if I will. I'll get back to that, but I don't know if I will. So this one's also just has delay and a bit of EQ, so that way there's no low end, because without it, you get a lot of low end, and it sounds kind of too muddy. And what muddy means is kind of like unnecessary noise in that regard, and so EQ that out, boom, perfectly fixed. Now, these sounds, evil. I put fruity fast disc on this like insert, and creates this really cool sounds. Really cool sound. And then I added this haunted trills from like Flex. Yeah, really cool set of sounds combined here. Now the bass line probably makes up this section a lot. Now, this bass line is three things layered together. It's first this actual bass, and then we go to 3 OST, which is meant to just be more like a higher frequency sound, just to make it kind of stand out a bit more. And then we got a Silent Hill sound. Heels without malice and and this is kind of like this is from Silent Hill, so I just kind of grabbed some random sound from Silent Hill and messed around with that. Now the drums, I actually spliced drums that I got from a Arm & Break pack. I manually did this in 1/4 step, so I just clicked on the magnet here, clicked on 1/4 space step, and then I kind of just sliced it up and messed around with this. Still a really cool set of splicing that I did that I'm pretty proud of. Starting to put up evil, scary, and malice. Wait, hold on, it's true. And combine that all together, creates this cool sound. Now, here's where we get to the meat of the song. This lead right here is the most unconventional lead you'll ever hear ever, and here's the reason why. So I think it was around last year I had transferred my stuff to a new computer. Little did I know there was this very specific Windows setting which basically added feedback into my microphone, into itself, in order to like try to optimize it in a way or something like that. I don't know the logic behind it. What I do know is that it was a Windows setting that exists, and in FL didn't like that at all. It did not like that at all, and it basically, loud warning, I should mention that right now. it's basically made this horrible sound in my headset. Like, just horrible sound. So what I did was, when I realized what was happening, it was feedbacking what I was putting in my mic. So when I would stay silent, it would literally do these types of sounds. This doesn't sound real, is the craziest part about this. And so what I did was, for 11 minutes straight, was I just grabbed some random pots and pans from my kitchen. I stayed silent a bit more. I did some random shit. And I just started smacking some pots and pans together. And it honestly made for a really good set of sounds. If you, I might release this. I might not. I don't know. It's really funny. It's just I've called it the depths of hell. Because it really just is. And so, yeah, that really is just the depths of hell in a sound. Now that's what this lead is. It's two different parts of that. Yeah, that is just an entity. Now, so this section right here, I kind of didn't know how to progress it, and this is where Lymph hopped on the track. So primarily this section is me. Lymph worked on, so Lymph and I collectively worked on this two together, and then this section was me, and that's kind of it, yeah. So this bass line I started because I didn't know how to progress it. So I started this bass line right here. And then kind of the same set of sounds here. The pads from before that had the fastest on them. I added this whistle sound because it's just really funny to me. It's just funny. It's a funny sound. And then kind of this sound, more evolved. I think Lymph did this one. I think Lymph did this section, yeah. Or like that part right there. And the Lymph definitely did this lead here. And so, yeah. And then Lymph entirely did this section by himself. And so we can kind of break this part like into layers, because I had no like involvement in this part whatsoever. Maybe besides adding some instruments post, like maybe like this there, but it really was anything that he hadn't already done. So like I adore how this sounds. I think this part really gets sold because of the Silent Hill sound here. Like that layer helps it so much to me. And then we got this kind of like descending like chord. Not chord really, but just notes. And this is from the sound font called the Stained sound font. And you've got the trills here. Another Stained sound font. This actually uses something from the Stained sound font. And then we also got the guitar from Super Mario Kart, but it's also one that I found from Chaos King. And then, you know, the lead here. Yeah, Silent Hill has really amazing sets of sounds. Like the vibe, because I think when Lymph and I started making this track, we were talking about how we wanted to do this. And what we settled on was for like Silent Hill. And Silent Hill was like, we had to make it scary. We had to make it feel like in a way, definitely noise, but not like untangible noise. Like you can still make a rhythm out from this. You can still make melodies out from this. And obviously, this part is just descending and then ascending, which is not bad at all. I adore this section a lot. And we cut off here. Then we get back to my part, which is this segment. So now, I started this section by actually tackling it like bass-wise first. Like before I made the bass first. And honestly, I don't know what sort of crack I was on because oh my goodness. Just really some like evil noises. And then this section right here is just kind of a reprise of the first part with just more calm instrumentation. And yeah, and also vice versa. Like let's delve into the drums a little bit more because I feel like I glossed over them way too much. So this section, for the first like this entire part over here, it's very. So we'll kind of go from here. So this is how the rhythm goes for this first part. Then now we evolve. Okay, I think Lymph did these drums here, and then we go into kind of a four like on beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go. And then also, Lymph added hardstyle kicks here. And some more layers of drums. Yeah, I think I added these ones. Actually, I don't remember if I did or didn't. And this here is just like scary sounds and then screaming like a sound but reversed, then video static, and kind of go into that. And that is actually just kind of Screecher in a nutshell. Yeah, I think this track was really funny in how it was made just because of the depths of hell sound. That's how I label it, as it's just the depths of hell. And yeah, mixing wise, it wasn't too crazy as well. I put OTT and Love Filter on there as well, I think as like a limiter, but a limiter with these envelopes being set all the way to the bottom. I guess a little bit down on the high end just so it wouldn't be that ear piercing. And yeah, and honestly, that is kind of it for the Screecher. If anyone wants to be curious about anything specific, please ask away right now before I #close this FLP. But yeah, no, this is Screecher. Honestly, I would have gone way longer for the song, but it was asked for a specific set of time, so that is why it is 1 minute 30. Yeah, honestly, like, what else? What? Whoa. Guest appearance, Goofy? Goofy, I'm live streaming right now.
Oh, hey guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. My bad.
See, I
Okay,
knew
well.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
oh.
say your thing. Say
No,
what
no,
were you
you,
gonna say?
you, you gotta say your piece. You're here now.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's okay. I forgive you, but the chat might not. I think they would forgive
Oh,
you.
okay. Yeah. I didn't know. I will leave.
Oh, well, no,
Enjoy your stream.
you don't have to leave. Like you could stay if you really wanted to.
Oh, I gotta go anyways. I just wanted to see what you were doing.
Oh,
I
okay.
was like,
Well,
why are you the only one here?
No, that's fair. Well, goodbye, Goofy. Everyone say bye, Goofy.
Why?
Goodbye.
Woo.
And there she goes. Okay, so let me see this. Let me answer these questions. What was the inspiration for a track like this? Also, hi Goat. What was the inspiration like? It's unbelievably unique. Definitely Silent Hill. It just has to be Silent Hill. It is just a sound that I like. It's like I don't have it on hand, but I have a set of sound fonts that do so well in the vibe of like just have the weirdest sounds ever. Obviously, these ones aren't as weird. Like for example, the sound, piano. Yeah, just a lot of really, to be honest, weird sounds. But Silent Hill was the inspiration for this, and I would not change a single thing about it. What did you use for the bass? So it's 3 basses layered together, which is this one called Funky Analog from Flex. It's from the SH1 Floor Shakers. It is really good, really good. And then the next one that's laid with it at a lower volume is this just kind of high pitched 3-osc. So it's just this sound, but it's also EQ'd. So there's no low ends for that. And this part right here is a Silent Hill sound that's just pitched up really high. To be honest with you, listening back, I don't know what's even happening in this sound. I'm guessing it's just probably a sequence where Leon Kennedy is dying. I think it's Leon Kennedy. That's Resident Evil. I'm a genius. Don't quote me on that. And let's move forward from this. Okay? Okay. So that is the 3 layered sounds from that. We'll be doing more Die Death songs if requested. Yeah, if it happens, it happens. If not, not. I'm happy with the 2 being in, and that's all I'll ever need. But yeah, can I get that Deaths of Hell sample? I will probably send it. It's really funny. Why isn't there any screeching if the guy's named Screecher? I mean, he is screeching. That's the Depths of Hell right there. That's the Depths of Hell. But yeah, that is pretty much it for Screecher. Now, Leon in Silent Hill. Why is he in Silent Hill? How did he get there? Yeah, let's see. I guess someone wanted to see a little. Trying to see what other songs. I mean, that's kind of all my Die Death ones. I don't really want to revisit the old USTs that I did because they were stinky and old. But yeah, honestly, I would say this has been a pretty fruitful stream in terms of just showcasing everything. I'm probably gonna like timestamp everything for people who want to go back and look at that because it's just Die Death related. I yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. This, I again, for all these FLPs, I'm not going to release them. This VOD's probably going to be the only showcase of it publicly where I like just go through them and like just show what they have inside the FLPs and everything. Because I love dissecting my own FLPs or just FLPs in general. And what better way to showcase how I kind of used to do music, just how I used to do it, and also still do it now. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Foxy? Where can I get the drum sample pack? I don't know, but I believe it's just like some D&B drums. I'm sure if you look for like some jungle drums, like jungle like almond breaks, that is probably will find a good set of sounds for that. D&B breaks and almond breaks are pretty good in this regard. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the digest stuff. I'm probably gonna stop the stream relatively soon. Yeah, it's been pretty good.